没关系。OK， 那这个。各位现场的贵宾，大家好，大家早安。非常欢迎大家参加由经济部工业局举办，由资策会数位教育研究所执行的国际学习跨域创新论坛活动，非常感谢大家的莅临。今天上午的活动呢是国际学习跨域创新论坛，同时呢在今天还有明天在2楼 H 的展区也邀请了许多的业者举办非常精彩的国际智慧校园展览，因此接下来2天的时间都有非常丰富可期的展会内容，要邀请大家一同共襄盛举。这一次的大会呢非常荣幸哦，邀请到国内产官学研各界的精英，还有各界的朋友，甚至如果您眼睛有仔细观察到的话，其实呢已经有非常多现场的贵宾是远从世界各地而来的专家学者，就是要跟台湾所有的朋友还有产学界研的精英们一起共襄盛举，来分享全球创新教育、智能学习还有智慧学习的新趋势，也要带入各国的创新方案。因此呢，今天大会的一开始呢，就要来介绍整个大会的贵宾。那么接下来呢，贵宾您的名字如果被念到了，也麻烦您站起来向大家挥挥手，让大家认识您。So first, we would like to introduce our honorable guests today. And if your name is called upon, please stand up a little bit and wave your hands so all of us can get to know you a little bit better. 好，首先呢，我要介绍来自Minerva School 的亚洲区总裁 Mr. Kenn Ross。也要介绍远从意大利来台的 Arduino 的执行长 Mr. Federico Musto。紧接着欢迎 Google for Education 亚太区的代表 Mr. Suan Yeo。另外呢，还有其他亚洲来自各个不同国家跟各个不同城市的代表，我们欢迎香港浸信会天虹小学朱子颖校长，欢迎新加坡公益教育局科技发展中心郑传安经理，欢迎曼谷都会管理局教育顾问 Mr. Kenn。接下来呢，要欢迎经济部工业局杨志清组长，欢迎经济部工业局谢荣峰副组长，欢迎资策会数位教育研究所蔡义昌副所长，接下来我们再欢迎这个资策会数位教育研究所李进宝所长。好，接下来呢，我们还有许多位来自产业界的贵宾哦。首先第一位，我们欢迎宏基黄少华董事长，也掌声欢迎来自于澳门电讯黄永简总监。好，我们欢迎在 Intel 呢也有来自几个贵宾的产业界的代表，欢迎 Intel Solution Architect Mr. Witashi。另外呢，也来自于这个 Lanocom CEO Tiraka。好，来自于 A to Z Technology 呢，也有2位贵宾，是 Mr. Effendi。同样也是 A to Z Technology Mr. Fred 郭。另外呢，还有来自于约旦的 黄丽玲 Isa。这些呢，来自于产官学界不同的主办单位，还有不同的研究机构、不同的这个企业的代表，接下来也会在这2天的大会呢，跟着所有的共襄盛举的嘉宾们一起来探讨接下来未来数位学习、数位产业，还有智慧校园的未来趋势。数位学习呢，现在已经成为生活当中不可或缺，那么影响台湾产业非常非常深远的一个重要的议题，也期盼呢，在大会上面所有的美好的愿景都能够一一实现。因此，接下来的时间呢，要让我们邀请主办单位经济部工业局杨志清组长来为我们致辞，有请杨志清组长。Now let's please welcome Mr. 志清杨 who is the Director of Industrial Development Bureau, Ministry of Economic Affairs.
各位现场的嘉宾、各位贵宾，大家早安，大家好。很高兴代表经济部工业局来到现场跟大家致意。我现在刚刚同仁给我的资讯说，我们今天的卡司呢相当的坚强，包括有我们这个来自这个 Minerva School 的 Kenn Ross， 还有呢我们 Google for Education 亚太区总裁Suan Yeo， 还有呢这个Arduino 的执行长就是 Musto， 他来到这边那大家呢可能不是冲着我来的，是冲着我们在场的卡司来的在这里呢欢迎大家的到来，
欢迎。
谢谢。那今天呢我们这个国际学习跨域创新论坛呢会有一系列的相当的活动，除了刚刚所介绍的卡司之外呢，我们也会跟各位报告台湾在数位学习、在智慧校园的一些成果。那先各位报告说这个台湾在智慧校园的一些情形。目前呢，我们从这个资策会不管是蔡一昌副所长以及呢李进宝所长的一个努力之下，我们过去3年来已经在国际上建立了大概有41所的一个国际上的这个智慧校园的示范学校。那这些示范学校呢，也带领了大概有1万多名的这个学生、老师跟家长呢，做了一些体验。我想这些成果就是很好的一个 demo site， 也让台湾的能量能继续展现。那在未来呢，我们也会应用台湾的 ICT 的技术，持续的让智慧学习、智慧校园的这些成果，在国际上各个国家、各个地区展现我们的服务能量。那也跟各位报告我们目前在国际上的一些成果。我们目前在越南在泰国也在印尼呢都有不错的一些时机，也感谢各位现场嘉宾来到现场给我们肯定。那我们今天的卡司呢，刚刚有报告过有3位那先从 Arduino 开始。 Arduino 它会从这个物联网的教育的一个创客的一个趋势跟我们待会会做分享，我想让各位的嘉宾呢会有很不错的一个丰富的体验。那再来是呢，这个 Google 亚太区的执行长也会跟我们做一些分享，不管是从这个资源有限的情况之下，如何让智慧校园里面的这些资源更有效的应用，让这些资讯人员的能力能够有更有效率的提升，让不管是学生、家长以及呢这个老师都能够有更好的一个服务的效率跟更好的学习成果。那也跟各位报告一个消息，就是在我们会场的外面呢就在您如果从这个大门出去往右边直走，我们有一个展区，这个展区有智慧校园一日生活圈，也希望大家在今天的论坛之后的空档到现场去看一看这些厂商所实际的展现的能量。那仅在此呢，谢谢大家呢在百忙之中的到来，也希望我们今天呢经由这么多卡司的分享，大家的收获呢都能够满满。敬祝大家身体健康，事事如意，谢谢。
非常感谢杨组长的致辞。那我们要请组长请留步在舞台上，因为接下来呢，我们就要一同为2016国际智慧校园与学习跨域创新论坛暨展览来揭开序幕要邀请各位的贵宾再次来到舞台上。Now let's invite all our honorable guests come onto the stage again. Let's begin our opening ceremony. 首先呢，让我们再欢迎一次来自于 Minerva School 亚洲区总裁 Mr. Kenn Ross come onto the stage, please. 欢迎 Arduino 执行长 Mr. Federico Musto. 欢迎 Google for Education 亚太区的代表 Mr. Suan Yeo. 欢迎香港浸信会千虹小学朱子颖校长。也欢迎新加坡公益教育局科技发展中心郑传安经理。欢迎曼谷都会管理局教育顾问 Mr. Konkiti。也欢迎澳门电信商业服务发展部黄永简总监。以及欢迎主办单位资策会数位教育研究所李进宝所长。感谢所有的嘉宾一同到舞台前来。感谢所有的讲者，所有的嘉宾，为我们一起留下最珍贵的画面。有请台下的媒体朋友也帮我们一起捕捉这个珍贵的镜头。Let's say cheese。好，活泼一点的话，有请台上的讲者也一起比个赞，让我们可以留下充满精神，而且象征正式开幕的仪式以及画面。好，我们一同看舞台的正中间。Oh, it's very local. Yay, Jester! 好，在这里呢，正式宣布2016年国际智慧校园与学习跨域创新论坛暨展览正式开始。希望接下来这个展览能够替产业带来无限的商机，也预祝展出成功。谢谢台上所有的讲者跟贵宾。好，相信所有现在很多人参加了报名，然后也非常期待我们精心安排的第一场的专题演讲。专题演讲命名为高等教育的未来，非常荣幸呢是邀请到颠覆传统高等教育的 Minerva School 亚洲区总裁 Mr. Kenn Ross 要上来跟我们一起分享高等教育的未来。就让我们用最热烈的掌声来欢迎 Mr. Kenn Ross come onto the stage and share with us what do you see about our future education, of higher education, and how to bring more impact to the society.
Okay. 各位来宾早上好，我是来自 Minerva School 的 Kenn Ross。首先要感谢经济部工业局还有数位教育研究所的邀请和安排，我今天很荣幸到这边来和大家分享。那么中国有一句古话叫做天不怕地不怕，只怕外国人讲中国话。结果呢，所以我今天要切换一下，用英文讲了哈，请敬请谅解了。So I'd like to talk about this topic today, this subject today. How best to prepare our best and brightest for not only the future, but even today, because we are already into the 21st century. And in doing so, I'd like to share with you an idea, a model. It's not just an idea, it's actually now a university institution, right, that has been founded and created by some of the leaders of our traditional top universities in the United States. So former presidents of Harvard, deans of Harvard, the dean of Stanford, deans from the Wharton School, the University of Pennsylvania. People who understand higher education at a deep level, particularly in the United States. They know what's good about it, they know what's bad about it, and they have some ideas about how we can create something better. So, preparing students for the 21st century, right? We all know that talent knows no bounds. There are extraordinarily gifted students from all around the world. However, we also know, some of us by personal experience, most of us have been at university here, right, that even the best universities, and as an American I can say, a graduate of Harvard University, I can say even our best universities there are failing to prepare students adequately for future success. Failing to prepare students for an ever-changing and uncertain world and uncertain future. Here's some numbers that I always find scary to look at. Almost all of university presidents and deans, provosts, the leaders of our universities around the world are confident, almost all of them say that their institutions actively prepare young people for life. 96% of them. However, when you ask employers, public sector, private sector, government, right? You ask, are these graduates well prepared for the workforce? They overwhelmingly say no. A huge gap. Right? Some of us have experienced this personally, right? When we also ourselves graduated from some of the world's top universities, without a successful workplace. Right? Let me share with you some information about what does success mean for today's university, even today's high school. Right? It shouldn't be surprising that university students are looking is because they're looking for entrance. They're looking for sense. But here's the thing. Most students, most secondary and primary students, end up in jobs in companies that do not exist. So how do you prepare for that? That scary maybe for some people. I think that many of you have seen this. Most live family in Taiwan. I know there was an interview with, he was to American President Obama and also listed out that these, at least to the World Forum and the World Bank, are jobs necessary in our era. Necessary now, they say, top jobs, honey. Well, you want to use these daily on do what we run a government, whether we run a company, whether we're in research, whether we're in academia. Also know universities don't actually teach these things. Okay, what about students out there that are something more than just university is hopefully to help here, but what else is to way we better educate the next global innovators, be citizens who run the major institutions in the future. I would say, change the world to change think. Not just about content, but changing the way. Okay, let's do a new approach. What university is, right? What question? My parents. We know what it is. You think it's better? Just a new approach. What about just taking traditional great universities and improving them a bit better? With a fresh university, a new era. I share with you what we've at a general this experience, preventable experience. Just doesn't mean your home country staying there. It's a true experience in right? There should be on the learn and Kenn mentioned before. Poem says goal of life and apply multiple different. We design the employ rather than no. It's much more. This is very listening to me. Groom here, right? And then we're talking that is you're from the United States, you're talking, right? For and that's very, very rare for everybody. So think about how university to emerge, right? Years at university, one place you Germany, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and we have right? In the Minerva, I think there are two different so this is not kind of going to the Chinese people there, of American, Italy. It's nursing in these cities. As a result, campus. We do not build in any places, even in our home in San Francisco. We do not build campus. We build because these resources facilities in these locations. Why would I billions of US dollars, right? Build an amazing laboratory facility in London or Seoul, even Bangalore, when it exists there? Why is the long-term relationship best in resources in when they live together? Students into community, right? Engage with communities, understanding and appreciation for the cultures of people. They use best-in-class resources. You can see provide a much lower cost. So their take on travel immersing in going around the world. I mentioned before, this is an institution that educates people from around the world. Most of the States, on average, only about 10 United States are not from the United States. And maybe this is normal if you go to National Taiwan University. Most of the Taiwanese students who in France, Sorbonne students are from the local country. That's the traditional model we all know. Well, at Minerva, we've said, forget about that. Yes, we're a U.S.-style university. We have accredited U.S. diploma. But we are here for the brightest and most motivated students from all around the world. And if you do that, if you remove quotas, 就废除所有的名额余额限制 sometimes I go back and forth, right? For students, if you do that, you get a very, very different makeup of students. And the vast majority of our students, 75 to 80%, are not American. Yet we're an American university. I always ask, and people say, that's strange. And I say, what would MIT look like if it did not discriminate against non-Americans? It would be 40% Asian students, right? You and I all know that. And so that's a little bit more of what we have here. Okay, so in addition to global experience, Let's talk about learning practical knowledge, right? And again, let's go back to those competencies, or some of those competencies we saw in that World Economic Forum list, right? Think of these four meta competencies, these big level competencies: critical thinking, creative thinking, effective communication, and effective interaction, right? Think of these, because regardless of whether you look at the World Economic Forum list or you look at somebody else's list, and everyone has their own list, right? These meta skills come up again and again and again. And you and I all know this, that this is what we use. These are things we use on a daily basis to succeed in whatever we do, right? But here's the thing. All of our great traditional universities, at least in the United States, say they teach students these things. Actually, they don't, right? And I know that very, very personally from being in one of those institutions, right? They disseminate content, right? That's the traditional model. And one of the reasons is you don't just, it's somewhat a little bit difficult to teach these things because something like creative thinking, critical thinking, it's not just one thing, right? Even just critical thinking is comprised of many different call them cognitive processes, right? And so what Minerva has actually done, right, because there are a lot of cognitive scientists who have come together to build Minerva. A lot of the people behind Minerva are experts at the science of learning, are experts in cognitive science. And they said, listen, let's break down these meta capacities. Let's break down these big skill sets, these four big skill sets, into component parts. So imagine students learning 120 different habits of mind and foundational concepts, right? The core fundamental building blocks, cognitive building blocks of those meta skills, right? Things like checking for claims, identifying audiences and tailoring messages, right? Or if it's things like foundational concepts, running cost-benefit analysis, doing BATNAs, stuff like that. 120 of these things. And you look at the list of these and you'd be like, oh, this makes sense. Some of these maybe you didn't think of in a structured way. But they are things that can and should be learned and taught in a structured way, right? And not only in one discipline, but across multiple disciplines, right? And then we believe when a better university, which is what we're trying to build, not only do you learn and are students taught skills and apply them across multiple disciplines and deeply for 4 years, but when it comes to content, when it comes to majors and concentrations and things like this, the content needs to be reorganized, right? Think about it. Your university, my university, has a biology major, and it has a history major, and it has an economics major. And our schools have had these for a long time. In fact, we should think a little bit about what's wrong if this structure has existed for so darn long, right? Even though the world has moved on, right? And the curricula at a lot of our great schools, at least in the US, remains very much the same. I had an uncle that went to Harvard about 45 years before I did. We took some of the same classes. We had some of the same professors. Not much had changed. But the difference between the 1960s and the 1990s or the 2000s is very, very great, as we know. Right? So universities need to rethink this, and that's exactly what we've done. Right? And the result that you get in terms of a curriculum is a very highly structured and highly scaffolded curriculum, one that builds on itself, right? In a way that I've actually never seen before. Okay. So we talked about global experience. We talked a little bit about touched upon just a little bit about learning of practical skills. Let's talk about how we can reinvent the classroom, right? So think of all the hours you've spent in class as students or maybe as teachers. Do you think we could make a more effective classroom? If you're a teacher, or particularly think of when we were students, do you think we can make classrooms more effective? You think, or classrooms perfect? Traditional classrooms perfect. Some people say, oh, perfect. Okay. So what about doing that? What about rethinking what a classroom should be like? And we actually have a name for our classroom. It's called the Active Learning Forum, because it is all about active learning, not passive information dissemination, right? So it's about using scientifically proven pedagogical tools, stuff that we didn't even invent, Because you know what? This stuff, you don't have to invent most of this stuff. People have been doing some. People have been showing that certain methodologies work for decades. And it's about thinking about okay, nowadays, what technology, finally getting to a little bit of technology here, technology can we selectively use to further augment those scientifically proven tools. The tools work very well even when there's no technical component at all. Many of them were invented decades ago, shown to be effective ago before there was a lot of technology that was relevant for the classroom. But nowadays, you can actually use technology to further those or optimize those learning outcomes. And it creates intensity and engaging classroom. It also helps that at least in all of our classes, 100% of our classes are small, 18 to 18 people. Never more than 18 to 19 people ever. Have you ever heard of a that has 100% all seminar classes employ 100% fully active learning? I haven't. Let me know. Right? Let me show you a little what the classroom, what the active learning forum looks like.
The active learning forum is expected learning. It's the place where you're engaging.
Minerva get classes in the city.
All of Minerva's classes are taught in the seminar format with a maximum of 18 students.
Everyone at higher education would be much better today. Minerva's active by putting our technology and super pedagogy. We have at our fingertips tools that are designed to engage the students 100% of the time.
When you characterize a problem, it's important that it helps you to the solution.
Perfect. That's excellent.
In a normal classroom, there's people behind you, there's people to the side of you, but it's nice to be able to see everybody and their reactions to what's being talked about in class.
I feel like I'm in a room with all of my students. I simply forget I'm on the computer. You will be going into breakout groups?
It's the kind of learning where we're an active participant instead of passive recipient, and it's so much more fun than a traditional class.
We are the only school in the world that uses the science of learning to design not just what we teach, but how we teach it.
Minerva students live and study together. Having that human interaction really strengthens the online class experience.
We can do things with education that have simply never been possible before. And that's what we're trying to do at Minerva.
We can do things that have just not been possible before, that combination of the best of pedagogical science and technology. It's about active, not passive. You notice that 不好意思，今天用的那个简体字，我繁体字的版本就没找出来。有2个版本，我在大陆演讲很多。I'm like, oh, the 简体字版本, right? So, it's also about applying the skills that you actually learn in real life situations, right? So here's something else that this particular model for higher education, that Minerva actually does, is we're very big on experiential learning, right? So we say because students are living together in these major global cities, right, there are tons of opportunities for experiential learning, location-based assignments, projects, right, with institutions, and I mean organizations, I should say, not necessarily other schools. Normally it's government institutions, companies or such like that, that actually, where our students can actually, with whom our students can actually engage with while they're there, and either apply what they learn or see what they've been learning, see how others actually apply it, right? Minerva does something that I haven't seen elsewhere, in that we offer what we call co-curricular activities. So these aren't classes, it's not strictly homework per se, but it's not just extracurricular fun stuff. Hopefully it's enjoyable, right? But these are activities that get students out into the communities, right? Further leverage the resources and facilities of these great cities, right? and augment those learnings from the classroom. Very, very important, right? One other thing that this institution does, and we believe any great university should do, is it takes a very, very serious approach to career path trajectory and accelerating career paths, right? Now, first of all, when you look at and you realize what our students learn, they're learning transferable skills, these practical skills. Right? They learn these things, that's one. Two, they're learning them in a global context and developing that global experience and that resilience that happens when you're moving from place to place and you're experiencing and engaging with other peoples and other cultures. But we say that's actually not enough for career support. Minerva has said this. Minerva actually has within our institution something we call the Professional Development Agency. And this is a group of my colleagues that focus on not only personalized coaching and preparation for people's internships, graduate programs, or jobs when they're in school, but also very aggressively works to place them in those internships and jobs. I have never seen anything like this before either, right? I always like to say for one of my graduate programs, I went to Harvard Business School, which is probably one of the top business schools, at least in the United States, they say. And even though this was one of the best business schools, traditionally speaking, and even though it's a business school, which means it's focusing on helping people get jobs, they have nothing compared to what Minerva has actually set up. Not surprisingly, the vast majority of our students, and keep in mind, we don't have graduates yet. We're still relatively new. We have 2 classes of students. We won't have our first graduates until 2019. But yet the several hundred students that we have been doing internships, mainly during the summertime. The feedback from their supervisors, where they've worked, where they've done research, is, well, expected and hoped, but it's amazing. These people say they cannot believe that these are university students, because these people think and apply cognitive tools like somebody who's been to a top university for 4 years, a graduate who's worked for 7 years. And yeah, that's what happens when you take this structured, purposeful approach to the learning and application of these habits of mind. And as you can see, even just the past year or two, many of the internships, short-term positions that our have, it's pretty amazing. I couldn't have done anything quite like they're doing, be it this research that they do at Caltech or the Santa Fe Institute, or stuff that they've been doing for Amazon or Uber. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay, the question is, right? I pose this question. We think of ourselves as students, particularly, or maybe I'm a parent, maybe a parent too. I think when you look at Minerva and you look at this very model that we have, purposefully different model, you say, okay, who is this maybe suitable for? Who's ready for the challenge? I will tell you, we put together a very rich and intense experience, and so on purpose. Right? But remember in the beginning, uniquely accessible. So imagine if you students for this university, not in the traditional U.S. university students, which is very not transparent, very opaque, right? Sign people that they want. They have people from Taiwan and people from Thailand, India. They don't want too many ones. We just want the best in the world. So merit, how we assess purely on merit. So we're trying to create something that's of a better quality than anything else, and then offer it for cost, right? The process itself is very different than traditional processes. And again, I think any of us here are going to be reapplying for university anytime soon, so I won't dwell on it. But it's designed to be a fair and equitable process from around the world. The other thing is, if we said we were going to build a university, it's a U.S.-based university, you have to do something about the cost of education in the U.S. 我经常说，美国人都是我们的大学太贵，气得狗急跳。Because it's really $50,000 tuition， 什么有点离谱的，美国我也觉得离谱。So listen, we can do better on amazing education, running teams, right? No for professors. Instead of $45,000, even when you consider living costs, most of which don't go to us, less than half spend at schools in the U.S. Students qualify, regardless of around the world. We this is very, there are only 5 universities in the United States that will graduate equally, students. They'll give it to one student, right? Only 5 schools. But the other 5 schools severely limit the number of international students, whereas Minerva has only non-American students. A little bit different, right? Most of our students, as I said, actually have financial aid. Right? It's a little bit of our mission here. Even accessible, select. I believe we're running out of time. I don't know if we've eaten up all my questions. Right? If we do, I'd certainly be happy to suggestions.
谢谢 Kenn Ross 精彩的演说。接下来，我们将由国际创客教育始祖公司长 Federico Musto 为我们带来云端物联网科技创客教育专题演讲。用热烈的掌声欢迎 Mr. Federico Musto. Now let's welcome Mr. Federico, CEO.
Oops. Okay. Anyway, good morning. Meow. That's it. It's funny that I'm traveling in Taiwan since probably 25 years, but my Chinese is still very, very low. But I'm trying to improve with some interesting idea that I would like to share with you. So I just prepared a couple of slides today that I'm trying to use to explain a little bit about Arduino. Arduino as an open source project, Arduino as a community, Arduino as a company. Then a couple of questions that we have regarding IoT. I think that was the focus of my speech today. And then what we have done in the past 6 months to try to help the community and the school to play a little bit on the IoT world. So first of all, what is Arduino? Okay, I'm sure a lot of you know Arduino as an open source project. Arduino is an open source and open hardware project. That means that not only the software but also the hardware is available online in the way that you can fix, you can improve what you've done. The story of Arduino starts from a school and the Interaction and Design Institute of Ivrea, that is a small town in Italy. The idea comes from a student, from a South American student, Hernando Barragan, that developed an open source project that he called the Wiring. And from this board, a professor and student at the school start to build this project that they call the Arduino. The reason why they call Arduino because it was the name of the pub that they was using to spend time by time, talking about the technology. Arduino now has a lot of product. We have developer board, we have EVB, we have a starter kit, but probably a lot of you remember Arduinos like Arduino Uno, that is still the best-selling product, and it's very, very simple product. This basically is a microcontroller board with a software that allow to learn the basic of electronics. Arduino as a company, we're still a very small company, below 100 people. We have office mainly in Europe and Switzerland, in US, and in Asia we have Taiwan, that is our headquarters, and then we have Hong Kong, Shanghai, and that's it for now. So these are our people. So the people that work in our company, there is some people from Italy, and this is our team here in Taiwan, where we're mainly designer team and an R&D team. So let me talk a little bit about IoT. I mean, they asked to spend some time talking about IoT. What is IoT for us? So let's start with some few concepts that we have today. I mean, we know that not only here but all around the world, the internet is available in a very easy way. The cost of the connection is going down. We have a lot of devices that are connected with Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, sub-giga, let's say radio frequency stuff. And part of this technology has a sensor built in, or phones, devices that we can use at home to monitoring the system. And of course, the smartphones are available in a quantity that we have a more smartphone than bread, so basically everyone has 3-4 smartphones. So I would say this is the perfect scenario for the perfect store for the IoT. So that is a slide that probably everybody knows. I mean, very quickly we'll have a lot of connection, a lot of devices that will talk each other. Talking about a little bit the technology behind all of this product, this is the couple of very interesting language that there is on the IoT space, C, C++, Python, Java, JavaScript, Go. I like the logo of Go, the new language from Google, and so on. Of course, this is just a part of the language that are available for the IoT. Talking about the technology that there is behind IoT, it's something that we use as engineer every day. So infrastructure, we can talk about 6LoWPAN, IPv4, IPv6. We have a system to identify the devices, transport layer, discovery, data protocol. So all these ingredients are already available, and all engineers that work in IT space, they know this technology pretty well. We believe that maybe there is too much complexity, and we believe that one of the key points to have something that everybody can use is to reduce the complexity. Have something that really everybody can touch, everybody can use. So let me try to find another way to explain what I'm trying to explain. I mean, assuming that we have today a goal, and the goal is, okay, we want to communicate. So we want to find the best way to talk each other. Well, probably the first question will say, okay, how many people speak Chinese? And we will see that the majority of the people in this room speak Chinese. Well, funny story, it's not only the people in this room, but the people around the world speak a beautiful language. Unfortunately, I'm the guy that doesn't speak this language, but this is number one. The second language is Spanish. I can speak Spanish. Use if you want, switch and speak right away. We use English. I'm sure
there is a good reason why we're using English. But as you can see, the reason why we choose English is not because it's the first language, because that is, for whatever reason, is the language that a lot of people are using to talk each other, to communicate each other. Let me try to ask you another question, that why Arduino is so popular as a microcontroller board? So what is the reason why we're so famous? And this is a community that a lot of people are using Arduino to learn electronics. Well, there's several reasons we believe. Of course, the one that we believe is the most important one, that is very easy to use. The entry level is very low. So if you guys try to use an Arduino and the first project is to have an LED on the board blinking, well, you probably need 3-4 minutes, and then you'll be able to have the LED blinking. Something we call hello world from Arduino point of view. Is the programming language and the infrastructure, something we call IDE, is also very easy to use. And probably the most important part, that Arduino at the beginning has been used from art and designer guys. So we was using something completely new. We was using the art and the beauty of the paint and music to play with electronics. So we was able to combine a different word in a very traditional electronics way. That's probably the reason why Arduino has become so popular. So in just one sentence that I'm sure you guys remember where it came from, we can say sometimes is even more important than knowledge. And we believe that if all together we can do something that we like to do, we love to do, well, the results will be amazing, will be incredible. Let me show you just a couple of slides that what you've done in the past 6 months, and I'm really proud to say that 90% of those technology come from here, from Taipei. Okay, this is a slide of all the new products. So that's the product that we are using right now to implement IoT in a lot of different solutions. So we have I told you that I don't speak Chinese, right? And that my way to try to start to learn Chinese is to call all the new product with a Chinese name. So we call Arduino Tian, and I'm sorry guys, my pronunciation is still really bad, but I'm trying to understand a little bit more. We call Arduino Yun, and so on. So all the new product will have a Chinese name, so that will help me to learn a little bit about Chinese. It's a joke, of course, but. So this is the product that we built with a Linux inside. We have the Yun. That was really the first project that Arduino built with the Linux and the Wi-Fi and the microcontroller. So we have a microcontroller built in. In this case, is the same microcontroller that we have on the Leonardo. Is the IT Mega 32U4 with the Linux part and the Wi-Fi technology built on the same board. Then we build a similar board, but a different form factor, Arduino Yun Mini. Then we start to build the industrial application, a little module that we can use with exactly the same technology, exactly the same tool that you are using every day to write code for Arduino. Recently, we just announced the Arduino Tian. That is a product that has the Wi-Fi to 4 and 5 gigahertz, Bluetooth, and the Cortex M0 Plus as a microcontroller. That allow us basically to have 2 computers in the same board. We have a microcontroller that can control the Linux part, and as you can see, there's a very technical details. We are able to shut down the power of the Wi-Fi, so the power consumption will be very, very low, and we can use this board with a solar panel in any kind of application where the low power consumption is a key issue. Uno Wi-Fi is a very, very, very famous, Uno product is a very famous product. So we built the Uno Wi-Fi. That is basically the same Uno, but with a Wi-Fi connectivity. And we built this just for the IoT. So we believe that that will allow us to use the same very, very easy instruction to connect all our projects to the Wi-Fi, to the cloud. And we have a couple of projects that we're working right now to allow this product to be connected with the most famous cloud technology, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, and so on. we'll say 2 years ago, we start to think about, it would be nice to have a very, very little board that allow us to connect with all the radio frequencies that are existing right now. So we start in Taipei to build this product that is Arduino Primo, that means Arduino first. That basically is the first product that is able to combine Wi-Fi technology, Bluetooth technology, NFC technology, and infrared technology. So this product has been announced 6 months ago, and it will be the first product that is able to combine all the sub-giga, except the sub-giga, all the radio frequencies that are available right now. I will talk a little bit about that. It's interesting part that this product is also based on a very, very low power consumption chip from Nordic, and allow us to receive a power just from a solar panel. So the goal is to have a solar panel that has this technology built in, so I don't need the power, I just need a light. And the evolution, of course, that is to have a very, very small module, very inexpensive, that allow us to have this technology built in our project, and we call it Arduino Primo Core. But that is not enough. I mean, we believe that IoT should be something that we can use in a different way. So we believe that the way that we write code, the keyboard, or the way that with the keyboard or with the computer is a very old way. So we believe that the new way should be something that we can just talk, like we are talking right now. So thanks to ST, we built the first project that we call Arduino Otto. And the first time that, we're not using a Chinese name, but we're using a number that means we're very lucky in China. So that is why we choose Otto. I mean, I heard that Otto is a very lucky number, and that's the reason why we choose Otto. The interesting part of this product that this is the first board that has a microphone. These microphones are directly connected with the microcontroller, and we have all the API that allows this board to talk with the Google service, Amazon service. So we'll be able just to talk, and then the board will be able to execute the command. Interesting part of this board that has also video capability, touchscreen, and camera. So it's basically a small environment that we can use to learn how we can use the voice to interact with the technology that we have. This from the hardware. And from the software point of view, what we have done in the past 6 months is basically to build an ecosystem that we can use to keep the complexity of the communication between the microcontroller and the Linux part as low as we can. We call this library Chow, that we learned that Chow means also bridge. So that's a funny story about how the different sound means different meanings. They have different meaning. So this is a very easy sketch that we can use to make interconnection between the very complexity technology and library that we have on internet with a kind of connector that will be able to talk with our microcontroller in a very easy way. We built a specific operating system that we call Linino that has some IoT support built in. And we built also a small operating system that we call Linino.io that is up and running on the microcontroller and basically expose all the functionality of the microcontroller directly on the Linux part. Of course, all those projects are open source and are available online. Last software that we built is Snap for Arduino. That is a new way to interact and to write code. It's basically something that we can use with a smartphone. We just announced it a couple of months ago. It's still under development, but the goal would be to have just a smartphone and tablet able to talk with the Arduino technology. And again, when I'm talking about Arduino technology, I'm talking about something that is available for everyone. So all the schematics, all the Gerber are available online, and everybody can use to take inspiration or to improve what you have done so far. Last 2 words is on the Arduino Foundation. That is really one of the activity that we're pushing now to collect expertise and to improve the technology that we have right now. Is a foundation, so it's no profit organization. We're trying to help basically student or engineer that want to learn the technology and the electronics. We want to help the teachers in the school that want to use Arduino as a technology to teach electronics. And of course, we want to help the community that are helping to have more features and more technology on the Arduino world. We just announced, unfortunately, this expired the end of the month. Thanks to this foundation, we was able to send our first Arduino Primo board in developer edition for free. Was a very small context. We was able to reach over 800 users in basically a couple of days. And that is thanks to the foundation activity around the world. So that's it. I mean, this was my very, very quick presentation today regarding what we have done in the past 6 months and our goal for the next month. I'm again anxious to say that the majority of the technology that you can see here today come from our R&D center here in Taipei. So I'm very, very proud and happy to be here again today. Thanks a lot.
谢谢 Mr. Federico Musto 为我们带来如此精彩的演说。接下来我们稍作休息10分钟，在会议室外我们备有茶点，欢迎大家各位尽情享用。谢谢大家。